Your Psychic Astrocast by YILDIZ Readings 5D, your psychic medium, soul coach, and intuitive astrologer online. Do you want it all in one place? Are you tired of getting less and really wanting more? Are you ready for a better ride? The First Wives Club says it best: don't get mad, get everything. If you're ready for your guidance from point A to point B in love, career, wellness, and more, join our Psychic Astrocast with YILDIZ Readings 5D. Let's get your life roadworthy and ready for success. Get it all with psychic updates, intuitive astrology, soul coaching, and more. Information is power. Welcome to our Psychic Astrocast online with YILDIZ Readings 5D. Yes, we are going to dive into the what, why, where, when, and how, and have a look at what's coming up this month to best navigate it. We'll first look back at last month to make some sense and context of it, and then into the must-know transits for the month. Yes, we have all areas covered. You can stream forward and stream back to the area of concern, and please feel free to visit us online at yildizreadings.com for your VIP edition. These are covered bi-monthly, and yes, as I mentioned, in the future, these may become a weekly edition. Now, those of you that are keen to really understand what went down last month to help you best navigate moving forward, especially if you were really up in your head to do with a particular area in your life, I'm going to help you make some context of that. Separately, we're then going to get straight into the updates for the big boy transits for the month of July 2022. If you do wish to, you can stream forward into the section that you find is most interesting or important to you at this point in time. Without further ado, let's take a look down memory lane. Now, yes, we did have quite a heavy transit last month, and especially due to the fact we were having a double Mercury retrograde. Even though it did go direct by the 3rd, shadow direct, it was a double Mercury retrograde. And during Mercury retrogrades, as we all know, they can be quite tedious. This one, being a double whammy, did cause a lot of conflict. We may have seen in the collective, in our working environment, lack of staff, extra burdens with their schedules, stress levels, and conflict mentally and physically. We had a full moon on the 14th in Sagittarius. Now, yes, this again did take us back to the past, all the way back to the eclipse season in 2021. So if you can remember back, very much linking to when we had a Venus retrograde, we did have an eclipse in Sagittarius. So psychically, I was picking this would feel a little bit like an eclipse, and it was because it was ending that cycle. So if you can think back to 2021 and situations that you personally were dealing with, you were closing that cycle. Now, Neptune also was gearing up, ready to go retrograde by the 28th of July. This did come very close to that new moon in Cancer, which are the themes that we will be moving into the month of July 2022 with. The other thing I can say is, due to the fact we are so close at the end of the month moving into July with that, those are themes that will continue into the month of July 2022. This can be a time where things become very transparent, very realistic. Initially, we may experience it and feel a little bit disillusioned, unsafe, and projectile. So, forewarned, forearmed. Now, the must-know for July 2022, as mentioned previously, is the recovery of Neptune retrograde. During that cycle, in the area of Pisces, you will be quality assuring and taking a very realistic approach. Retrogrades don't have to be negative. They're a time of introspection and adjustment. This month, we have a full moon in Capricorn and a new moon in Leo. We also have Juno, the asteroid of marriage, moving retrograde, which can at a collective level cause triggers within relationships, be it you're single or couple. Those blasts from the past, like Venus retrograde, can occur. I'm hosting a webinar on the 12th if you want that added support. Moreover, this does retrograde on the 24th of July. Deep healing, we do have Aries in Chiron moving retrograde on the 19th of July. This also can be a time where we can reflect, we can heal, and we can gain extra courage to deal with any of those emotional challenges. Jupiter also by the 19th will move retrograde when it does come to expansion, transformation, and jumping in the deep end. we may feel that we're going backwards. Now, this doesn't have to be a negative thing. This can be a time within our charts and within our lives where we are reflecting and quality assuring those actions and steps forward for 2024. Aries, welcome back to your Psychic Astrocast for singles. Yes, we do have a VIP edition. If you do wish to dive deeper, this is bi-monthly, so we have 2 episodes this month that will cover your star sign. In the first part of the week, we do have, moving into July 2022, a lot of emotions coming up. This can be a very testing time for you. You also could be very reflective of situations within your love life and your general life at hand. If you do have children, you can find in the first week a lot of the attention goes to this area. This also can be trying to get in shape, trying to balance life, and feeling quite stressed by such. From a romantic point of view, you can find that there can be a push-pull dynamic going on. 1 minute wanting a connection, next minute not. Neptune moving retrograde, a lot of revelations inside of our lives came up last month, and we are still recovering from that. You may find also from a psychological point of view, you're healing in relation to the past and wondering whether this new beginning in fact is going to happen. These can be fear-based frequencies. It is going to shift, and especially moving into the second week, you can feel quite bold with your way moving forward. You also can be attracting people into your life, and you may feel super cautious and maybe a little bit distant from people in a protective manner. Yes, and due to the fact Neptune's retrograde, we may have people from the past coming back, and that will be for the totality of the month. I do see you reflecting upon where you're going to be, the bigger picture of your situations in life, and the first part of the month can find you for the bi-monthly update very busy, and everyone wants a piece of you, Aries, so you may need to create those healthy boundaries. Changes in the first 2 weeks, Aries. Yes, this is a bi-monthly update, so we will have a second edition. So if you do like this content, come back and see the next edition. Yes, you do have a lot of subjects to do with home and family coming up. For some of you, it could be a mother figure. It might be a subject relating to your personal emotions or changes happening around home. This can be a very social time. You may need to decide what you feel is most relevant to you. Some of us may still be a little bit unmotivated after the new moon in Cancer, especially because the Cancer moon does stick around till about the 3rd. On the 2nd, be careful for triggers. Moving into the second week, you can be diving deep into some conflict or potentially some deeper dive into romance. Yes, this could come about in a sense where changes happening with your partner are occurring. This can be relating to them, their money, or their family. Juno will be going retrograde this month, which I will cover in episode 2. This can already be causing a little bit of conflict, and that's because Neptune went retrograde in Pisces. Juno this year is retrograding in Pisces, and if you do feel both parties weren't on the same page, very similar to a Venus retrograde, Juno can be creating shake-ups. I do feel at an emotional level this can come through in the second week, but yet again, many of you can feel it sooner. Those of you running a business, come through and have a look at our VIP section. Yes, we do dive deeper, especially for the 2 weeks I see within your chart and psychically that you may want to take a listen to it. It is going to help you navigate this process a heck of a lot easier. There is a lot of activity happening in your career, and for a lot of you, you could be experiencing burnout. So it's important to keep organised. It's important to take that time to nurture yourself. Pressure points can be coming from home. I also see from a Mercury point of view, being that it's in the house of Gemini, this situation can have you running about. So structure and organisation is going to be the key. By the second week, I do feel you could have emotions relating to your contract. And if you feel this career sector isn't for you, yet again, I'm highly recommending you come through and listen to the Career and Business edition in the VIP. Some of you may transition careers, moving towards that full moon in Capricorn. However, some of you just could be changing the style and the role that you are playing within it. Overall, this can be positive provided you are productive and structured. Relating to your wellness, Aries. Yes, this can be an emotional time moving into the first 4 days of the month. We do have a lot coming up in the House of Cancer, which does relate to your emotions as well as your home environment. It might be important to take time for self and have quiet space. A lot of you could be up in your heads, and some of you could experience headaches in the first week. As we move into the second week, I do see that from an emotional point of view, you could be a little bit sensitive. So from the 8th to the 9th, take a bit of time and give yourself some space. I do see you being overzealous between the 10th and the 11th. And again, like I mentioned, drink a lot of fluid, look after yourselves. Neptune retrograde can bring psychic attacks. Try to avoid toxic patterns. This can be excess with drinking, etc. Yes, within our VIP subscription, we do go into the chakras, how to best balance yourself, and as we move forward, the VIP edition may become a weekly session. So if you want to dive deeper into this area relating to your wellness, feel free to book an online consult or join our VIPs. I see some major situations happening in the first part of the month, Aries, and I do feel this is quite intuitive. Some of you may be having on the Astro realm dream states, and this can be messages quite subliminally given to you. I also see there are possibilities of psychic attacks this month, and it will be key to look after your aura. One of the tips I can give you is to go online and to look for an aura upgrade via a video and guided meditation. Definitely in the first week, try and clear your chakras relating to solar plexus and add lemon juice to your diet, which will really benefit you. Psychically, I do see a major decision being made, and I also feel a closing cycle and coming to terms with it can be coming up. I do see some of you having a large revelation, something that was hidden from you, actually told directly to you. If you do want to dive deeper into this, feel free to join our VIPs. Otherwise, I'll see you in volume 2. Thanks for joining YILDIZ Readings 5D Psychic Astrocast. For the VIP section, yes, you can find the information directly below on YouTube, or if you're listening to this on the podcast, it's at yildizreadings.com. If you do wish to make a booking, we do have those available, both private consults, webinars, and VIP duo packs. We cover the twin flame path as well as the astrology. I'll see you next week. Take care, beautifuls.